What's up, everybody? I'm all trying to fix that weird ass hair. All right, whatever. It's weird. What's up, everybody? I'm back. I'm here to talk about more D&D. Today, I'm going to do an introduction to classes. So what a class is what your character is. Instead of reading verbatim, how I normally do with this stuff, the class is pretty much the definition of your character, what their profession is, how you exist in the world of D&D. In this first player's handbook, in particular, there are 12 classes, I believe. And those classes are the Barbarian, the Bard, the Cleric, the Druid, the Fighter, the Monk, the Paladin, the Ranger, the Rogue, the Sorcerer, the Warlock, and the Wizard. They all rely on different abilities. Different races play better to different characters, as some of the races we've met before. Your character, that's really going to be, what type of adventure and where you get really fun with it. So let's just go right into Barbarian. And I'm not going to read all the character options. Instead, I'm going to keep these a little shorter, and then I did with the races, and I'm going to go over real quick maybe some of the options, but I'm not going to read them verbatim and all that. The only thing verbatim I'm going to read is up until we get to the class features of each class. So the Barbarian. A tall human tribesman strides through a blizzard, draped in fur and hefty in his axe. He laughs as he charges towards the frost giant who dared poach his people's elk herd. A half-orc snarls at the latest challenger to her authority over their savage tribe, ready to break his neck with her bare hands as she did the last 6 rivals. Frothing at the mouth, a dwarf slams his helmet into the face of a drow foe, then turns to drive his armored elbow into the gut of another. These barbarians, different as they might be, are all defined by their rage, unbridled, unquenchable, and unthinking fury. More than a mere emotion, their anger is the ferocity of a cornered predator, the unrelenting assault of a storm, the churning turmoil of the sea. For some, their rage springs from a communion with fierce animal spirits. Others draw from a roiling reservoir of anger at a world full of pain. For every barbarian, rage is a power that fuels not just the battle frenzy, but also uncanny reflexes, resilience, and feats of strength. Primal instinct. People of towns and the cities take pride in how their civilized ways set them apart from animals, as if denying one's own nature was a mark of superiority. To a barbarian, though, civilization is no virtue, but a sign of weakness. The strong embrace their animal nature, kin instincts, primal physicality, and ferocious rage. Barbarians are uncomfortable when hedged in by walls and crowds. They thrive in the wilds of their homelands, the tundra, jungle, or grasslands where their tribes live and hunt. Barbarians come alive in the chaos of combat. They can enter a berserk state where rage takes over, giving them superhuman strength and resilience. A barbarian can draw on this reservoir of fury only a few times without resting, but those few rages are usually sufficient to defeat whatever threats arise. A life of danger. Not every member of the tribes deemed barbarians by scions of civilized society has the barbarian class. A true barbarian among these people is as uncommon as a skilled fighter in a town. He or she plays a similar role as a protector of the people and a leader in times of war. Life in the wild places of the world is fraught with peril. Rival tribes, deadly weather, and terrifying monsters. Barbarians charge headlong into that danger so that their people don't have to. Their courage in the face of danger makes barbarians perfectly suited for adventuring. Wandering is often a way of life for their native tribes, and the rootless life of the adventurer is a little hardship for a barbarian. Some barbarians miss the close-knit family structures of the tribe, but eventually find them replaced by the bonds formed among the members of their adventuring parties. So with creating a barbarian, when creating a barbarian character, think about where your character comes from and his or her place in the world. Talk to your DM about an appropriate origin for your barbarian. Did you come from a distant land, or making you a stranger in the area of the campaign? Or is the campaign set in a rough and tumble frontier where barbarians are common? What led you to take up the adventuring life? Were you lured to settled lands by the promise of riches? Did you join forces with soldiers of those lands to face a shared threat? Did monsters or an invading horde drive you out of your homeland, making you a rootless refugee? Perhaps you were a prisoner of war, brought in chains to civilized lands, only now able to win your freedom. Or you might have been cast out from your people because of a crime you committed, a taboo you violated, or a coup that removed you from a position of authority. So barbarians, you're going to get that hit die. You're going to get a d12 for your hit points. Your hit points will be at least a 12 plus your con modifier. Most barbarians, you give yourself a good con. Strength is your main attribute, though. You're proficient in light armors and medium armors with shields, simple weapons, martial weapons. Tools, none. Your saving throws are going to be con and strength. You get to pick 2 skills: animal handling, athletics, intimidation, nature, perception, or survival. Those skills you pick really define. They need to go into with your origin. Who's your character, why they function the way they do. You do get rage stuff. What rage will do is you have advantage on strength checks. You have, when you make a melee attack using strength, you gain bonus rolls that increase as you gain damage. You get some other cool stuff. You get to, when you choose not to wear any armor, you can add your dexterity modifier plus your con. And you can use a shield and still gain this benefit. So you could be a barbarian with like no clothes on, but you got these high stats and you got this shield, and it works. Barbarians are very fun to play. My wife Sarah really enjoys playing barbarians. They're one of her go-to classes because they're very straightforward. They're very strong. You can make all types of fun characters with them, and they fit just about every party. Every party, I would say barbarians and fighters in them, they're pretty at home. I'd even say your paladin can be a little more oddball if he's too righteous and has a puller up his ass too far. But thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Tomorrow we'll read about the Bard, and the Bard can be fun too. And after we read all the classes, then one day we'll sit here live and we will make a character. I will make a character. Maybe we'll make a few. But anyways, thank you guys. Thanks for listening. Peace and much love.